Chair, and welcome, Madame Mayor. My first question, I just want to clarify some information you provided to Mr. Mulcair. You mentioned that someone informed you that you wouldn't be appropriate as a senator. You mentioned the chair of the committee. Could you confirm who that was, what committee you were referring to?
I missed your question because when I was asked, who, the chair, sorry, the chair of the Madame Labelle, who is responsible for the appointment, recruitment and selection and appointment to the Senate.
So is it common for prospective senators to meet privately with an independent chair of an independent commission to appoint independent senators?
Mind you, I had invited her before I resigned as the chair, as the member of parliament. So I have invited her to come to a presentation to La Journée de la Femme. And she was there, and we asked that question. But I went forward and applied anyway.
So you were actively considering alternative employment before leaving as an MPP?
Yes, because I was resigning as the MPP, but not in public life. So I wanted to continue to work in public life.
Okay. Who informed you that you would be nominated as the Official Languages Commissioner?
Who informed me?
Who informed you that you'd be the successful nominee?
I got a telephone call that my name was going to put forward to the Premier Minister.
And who called you?
A staff from the Minister of Justice.
Okay. And on what date was that?
It was late at the end of April, I think. I don't have the exact date. But,
okay, but in the April time frame?
I think so, yes. That my name was going to put forward. They didn't told me that I was going to be appointed.
Okay, but your name would be going
because,
forward. Okay.
I understand that there is a process. So.
Okay. So during the months since you've left as an MPP, you mentioned you had conversations with Gerald Butts. Were there others you had conversations with, such as Katie Telford or Matthew Mendelson?
No.
No, neither of those people?
Katie, yes, yes, I had a coffee with Katie, and I was asking if there was if I could offer my service to serve Canadian, and there was no retroaction about what but just I'd like to continue to serve.
Do you know if most candidates for the Official Languages Commissioner had the opportunity to meet with Mr. Butts and Ms. Telford?
I don't know because I don't know who else had applied.
Okay. How many interviews did you go through leading up to the appointment?
I went to two interviews.
And who was on the panels when you were being interviewed?
With the first panel, there was 10 persons. I think most of them were civil servant, and there was a representative from the Minister of Patrimoine, Heritage Minister, and one representative from the Office of the Premier Minister.
Now, in the days and weeks since you've been officially nominated, has there been someone at the Prime Minister's office who's been advising you on the process?
Le conseil privé, they advised me on the process, that I need to come before this committee and then the Senate, and before my appointment would be confirmed. Or.
Now, you mentioned that you'd like to take your first visit to Quebec after you're appointed. Do you plan to take a number of trips across Canada?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, indeed, because I know the community, the Francophone community outside of Quebec, but I cannot say that I know everyone. I met them, when I was the minister, and we had this FPT meeting across the province, and we were changing provinces every time. And so I have met, and I'm so impressed, to see that, they are a small percentage of the community and they're so vibrant. And but I know less the core of the Anglophone community, which is in Montreal, in Quebec. I know that there is, Monsieur le Président, a large Anglophone community in your area, so I wanted to make sure that I get to know them.
So I guess my follow-up to that is, do you consider this to be a full-time position, and will you be undertaking this as a full-time position? I know when you resigned as the MPP, you said, you wanted to spend more time with your family, be closer to home. That seems at odds with undertaking, a 7-year appointment as an active commissioner of official languages. It seems to be at odds. At one point, you're saying you want to spend more time with your family. On the other hand, you're undertaking a very exciting position. Can you reconcile that for me?
When I resigned, yes, I wanted to spend more time with my family, especially that my husband went through a very difficult and challenging health situation, which he has recovered fully now. So I'm very pleased. So, but I wanted to. It's going to be a full time, and you will see. I always had 3 jobs. I was an MPP, I was a Minister of Francophone Affairs, and I always had another ministry. And I think that I fulfill all these responsibility, and I was, out and visit, especially in the Francophone community. It's small community, and it's not as easy as going to Montreal or going to Toronto because the flight and all of this. So I spend a lot of time traveling into a small community, and I miss that, and I wanted to continue.
Thank you very much, Joan.